Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to a new video. Today's video is going to be a how I edit my Instagram photos. This is my most requested video and my most asked question on DM is like what filter I use, how I edit my photos, and I've never filmed this before just because it's quite a simple process what I do. I find that it's really quick and easy and I don't really think that much into it. I'm not really strict on, you know, wanting to keep a theme. I do tend to use like the same recurring filters and things, but I wouldn't say I'm as like serious about it as other people might be, where they have like all the same colours and things. So I just thought, well, it's not that interesting, but I'm getting a lot of requests for it, so I thought I would film it for you. So I've got two different types of photos which I'm going to use to show you. I've got one that's like an outdoors, more like outfit photo, and then I've got also a mirror selfie, because them two photos I edit quite differently just because obviously natural lighting, indoor lighting, one's in a mirror and one's not. So I'm going to take you through step by step what I do for both of them photos and show you how I edit my photos. Okay, so this is the little photo editing folder which I've got on my phone. This has all the apps which I use to edit all my photos. I mainly only really use the first four, which is Facetune, Colour Tone, Cam and Lightroom. I'll use Snapseed for removing things from photos sometimes, or if I want to specifically brighten up the backgrounds, but I don't use it that often. I used to use Visco for a lot of their filters, but within the past, I'd say like 6 months, I moved on to Colour Tone and I don't really use Visco anymore. I use InShot for editing my IGTVs or any videos that I use. I use Layout obviously for collages and things like that, and Unfold I use for my stories on Instagram. That has really good templates and things, and I often get asked actually what I use for my story templates, and it is always Unfold. They do really nice like backgrounds and things where you can add nice text and add in images and stuff like that. But that is the majority of the apps that I use. So the first one I also go into is Facetune. So once I've added my photo into Facetune, I always find that it's best to do this first because it keeps the quality, and as I add filters and stuff I feel like the quality would decrease, so I do the little itty bitty things at the very start. Facetune's great for like clearing up the background, it's great for smoothing out things, bringing out the details and things. Don't get me wrong, you've got to use Facetune very carefully or it can look a bit ridiculous, but I'm going to show you exactly what I do. So first thing I go into is Retouch. I'm then just going to zoom in to, for example, my face. We'll start there, and as you can see I've got earrings in, I've got like my freckles are out because of the sun, I've got my brows, and I like to bring out the details in that. So first of all I'll go into details, which is the tool at the bottom. They have a lot, they have auto I mean I'll show you what it does, but it just looks a bit crazy. It really just takes out any sort of naturalness in your face, so I never use that. I use Heal for removing things again, so as you can see I've got a little spot. I'll probably go in with the Heal tool and just rub over that. It just makes it less obvious. We'll go in with Smooth first. I like to just smooth my forehead a little bit, smooth my chin a little bit, you know, nothing crazy. And then sometimes like my arms, I get little like milk spots on my arms which I hate. So I'll just smooth over them a little bit, just really lightly. You don't want it to look crazy, especially on your face. I mean you can go overboard, but you can see it's hardly any difference. That's it probably in terms of smooth. I'll then go on to details. I go over my brows and my eyes, just literally dotting on it. Like if you can see what I'm doing here, I literally just tap. I don't like rub over, otherwise it can be really, really intense. So just a little bit on my nose there to get my nose highlight. And I think that should be all for detail. And then I use Sharpen. Sharpen is a lot more obvious than detail, so I only ever use this for my jewellery. So zooming in onto my earrings, I'll just go over then. I mean you can see how much it makes the earring pop, but you've got to make sure you zoom right in, otherwise again it just goes a little bit funny looking. And I usually do my ring just to make like the little details of the photo stand out. And that probably is all I would do for that. So if I zoom in you can see really tiny changes. You can't really see much of a difference. So for this photo, that's actually all I'm going to do on Facetune. Sometimes if there's things in the background which I don't like, I will go in with the patch tool, which is here. When you click on that, you can either select vanish, and I mean, if I wanted to remove all the little marks from the background, I could do that, for example, like so. But I mean, there's a lot going on in that backdrop, and I'm not even going to spend my time removing all them. I quite like the grungy look, so that's all I'm really going to do for that. So at that point, I'll then just save that photo and take it into colour tone. So once I've got the photo in colour tone, this is where I kind of add my main filter and sharpen it up a little bit. Again, like I said, I use these like 4 apps and do each little different things, because I find that each app is better at doing different things, if you know what I mean. So first thing I do is click the little coloured square in the bottom corner. As you can see, there's loads of filters. There's also ones that she's done like as a collab with other like creators, but I literally just use the owner of the app, Bonnie's filters. I think I did pay like, I think a couple of £2 for these, but definitely worth it. And I don't have a specific one I use. I tend to just kind of click through and see which one looks best for the photo. I do find that I usually use Bora Bora Plus or normal Bora Bora, but it depends on the lighting. And then, as I've just shown there, when I click on it, I then click it again and turn the intensity right down. I literally like a very subtle change. If you can see here, I'm flicking to like between them, and it basically just brightens up my denim a little bit, and that's it. I then go into the little lightning bolt one and sharpen it up the tiniest bit again till probably like 0.43. Nothing drastic. Again, just brings out the details a little bit more. And that is all I do in colour tone. I used to kind of go into all the different, like changing the colours, such as like the oranges and the blues in here, but I definitely prefer Lightroom for doing that. I find that it's a lot more specific with picking up the colours. So then I will just export that again, and then at this point I will take it into Cam. If I want to change the colours of maybe the blue or take out any yellows, then I'll go into Lightroom. But for this photo, I quite like how it looks. It was really nice, bright, sunny, natural light and day, so I don't really feel like I need to change any of the colours. But on the mirrored selfie that I'm going to show you, it's quite dark, so I'll probably use that for that. But going into Cam, I just click edit, and I use this to brighten it. On here, it brightens it without making everything else looks super highlighted, and it's the only app I found which does that. On Lightroom, on colour tone, when I brighten it makes me look really highlighted, but on this one it doesn't. So I'm just going to up it probably to about there, 39. As you can see, it just brightens the background but doesn't make it look super edited. And I'll sometimes add a little bit of grain, just like to 11. You can't really see, but I just like the way it looks on the photo. And that's about it. Again, as you can see, it's like just tiny little changes. And then also on this app, which I love, is the date. So I get asked a lot when I add the little date onto my photo, which I've only been doing recently, how I do it. So I do it on this app. So you click on the date at the bottom, select on, and as you can see, it's there. You can change the size of it, you can change whereabouts it is on your screen, you can change like the style of it, and you can change the actual dates. Obviously, a lot of my photos I'll pre-shoot it and then put it into the app which I use to plan out my content, and then I'll post it like 2 days later or something, whenever it's like got to be uploaded or whenever it matches my feed the best. So that's good because you don't have to edit it on the specific date, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm not going to include that for this photo, but I'm just showing you how I do add the date because I get asked that a lot. So let's save that. So then the final thing I do is I always put it into Instagram and save it to my drafts before I post it. And whenever I upload it, I always go on to edit, go to sharpen, and again sharpen it up like so. I always like it to be really sharp and really high quality, and by sharpening it in Instagram, it makes sure that it's still got that high quality even though it's been through about 5 different apps. So that is that photo, and then I'll save it to my drafts. Okay, so the next one I'm going to show you is this, which is a mirror selfie I took in my dressing room where I'm filming right now. The lighting obviously is nowhere near as good as what it is outside with natural lighting, so I feel like I have to do more to this to sort it out. So first things first, again, going in with the Retouch app. I'm going to zoom in to my face. Use the smooth tool to just smooth out my forehead a little bit. My chin and stuff looks quite smooth. I'm actually using Jordan's phone for this, so for that photo, which is like really good quality and it blurs out everything, so I'll be stealing that for more photos in the future. I'm then just going to go into details. Again, do my brows, lips where it's glowy. I'm going to go over just the skirt a little bit to bring out like the flowers and the texture of it. I'll go over the top and then sharpen. Going to go into the glasses, zooming right in, making sure that I don't get it on any of the other areas of my face. Just going over to make the glasses stand out. Going over my ring again and my earrings, even though you can't even see them, but you know, might as well. Then, as you can see in the background here, I have a massive mark on the wall, so that's where my mirror usually hangs on the wall. Taking photos in the house, in current situations in the world, I'm moving that mirror all over the house. However, behind on the wall it's quite stained, so you can see where it's scratched and it's got like an outline. So at this point I go in with the smoother tool. So smoother is obviously smooth, but smoother. So go on that and I just start going over the lines, making sure I don't get it on the chair or anything else. And when I turn it right up, you can see it literally disappears. So I'll turn it right up. Again, just colouring in all over the marks. It actually takes away that screw hole as well, but this one isn't disappearing, so I'll show you what I do for that. Again, I'm just smoothing all of the wall to make sure that it's gone. So when I'm doing the before and after, it just makes it look a lot cleaner in the background. I'm then going to go in with the whiten tool. This is great for whitening up backgrounds and making it look a lot more brighter and taking out yellowy tones. So I'm going to put it on full while I'm colouring it in, but then I always take it down. But this just means I can be more specific with where I'm colouring in and see what I'm doing, and making sure that I'm not colouring in like any skin or items that I don't want to lose the colour of. So once I've done that, I take it down to where it looks good, which I think about there. And that is that done. I'm then going to go into the patch tool, which I showed you previously. Click on the vanish and just take away the little screws in the wall, because that is not cute. Now that that's done, let me see if there's anything else I want to do. No, I think we're good. So there's the before and after. Done. So once I've got the photo in colour tone again, I'm going to just have a little flick through and see which one I feel looks best with this photo. Quite like the seashells one, and I'm just going to take it down again. As you can see, it just ever so slightly brightens it up. Back into sharpen, sharpen it right up, and export. And then again in Cam, going in with brightness tool, brightening it right up, adding some grain. I often find with like photos in the house, adding grain kind of makes the quality look a little bit better, because sometimes they can go quite pixelized when they're not in clear natural daylight. So adding the grain just makes it look like they're actually meant to be pixelized, even though it's just a bad quality camera. So once I've added that, I'm happy with how that looks. I'm going to save it. And then for this photo I am going to use Lightroom. I find that the background looks a little bit green with that seashells filter, so I'm going to go into colour at the bottom. I'm then going to click mix in the top right corner, choose the green and just take the saturation down. I'm then going to go into the blue again, just lower the saturation a little bit. You can see that bright blue blazer in the background, that just kind of takes that down and makes it less harsh and stand out. And I think I might lower the yellows just a little bit as well. And that is that. All done. So again with that, once I've saved it, I'll then just add it into Instagram, up the sharpen and save it into my drafts. Another app which I want to quickly show you is So as you can see, it's the one on the top row in the middle. I use this to schedule well, not schedule, I don't actually use it to schedule, but I use it to plan my feed. So I'll put in all my photos once I've shot them, and then I can move them around, see what looks best next to what, check that whatever I've got to post looks okay where it's meant to. I just find that it helps me keep my feed looking semi-nice. Like I said, I don't actually think too deeply into that, but I do like my feed to look organised and nice. So yeah, that is everything I do to edit my photos. It's pretty simple, I think, but I hope that was helpful and it'll help you with editing your photos. I will leave my Instagram link down below if you want to go and check it out, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.